Hi everyone, just a quick video to ask you to join in with Amnesty International's drive to ask people to write to the Obama administration to complain about the conditions currently being experienced by Bradley Manning at Qaunitco brig. The conditions have been described by many human rights activists as analogous to torture. I'm going to put a link in the low bar to a transcript of the methods used at Guantanamo Bay. Several of the methods in there are very similar to things that they will do with Manning. The most recent of which has been the ritual stripping naked of him every night. The guards and basically the brig has basically said that this is because they think he's a risk to himself. This was based on an off-the-cuff sarcastic remark that he made, and it's actually, this stripping naked is actually against the own brig's psychological assessment team, who have repeatedly stated that they do not find him to be a risk to himself or others. This stripping naked also kind of overlooks the fact that there is such a thing as suicide-resistant clothing that can be used. So there's literally no need to be stripping him naked. And this is a tactic that has been used in Guantanamo Bay and elsewhere as a form of degradation and psychological torment, basically. The theory is that they're basically trying to weaken him down to testify against Julian Assange. There's certainly a lot of aspects about his confinement that breach civil liberties. So Amnesty International are asking people to write to the Obama administration, and they're going to forward all the letters that they receive from people onto Robert Gates, who is responsible for that area of that policy. So that's what I'm asking you to do today. So go and have a look in the low bar and just follow that link. I'll also put a small letter that you can use as a draft yourself, and feel free to add to it any way you want, of course. This was written by Mark Merlin, an excellent user. With impeccable political analysis and knowledge, and if you haven't subbed to him already, I strongly recommend that, so go and have a look at that. If you're in the UK as well, it's also very relevant to getting on this. I mean, everywhere in the world, of course, but Bradley Manning actually has a British mother, so there's a case there that he has dual citizenship, so there's certainly potential there for British MPs to get in on the act and to basically represent their constituency by kicking up a fuss, basically. So I'm going to put a link into the low bar to a website that you can go to locate and contact your MP. So tell them how you feel about it. Yeah, I'll also, one last link in the low bar will be quite a really good letter that's been written by a group of highly respected psychological assessors, psychiatrists, about the conditions that he's undergoing, and basically focusing on this idea that, if they're saying these overtly restrictive conditions are because they fear for his safety, the conditions are actually more likely to cause him to become a danger to himself, to cause depression, to cause suicidal kind of tendencies. This is the level of restraints and conditions on him. So go and have a look at that letter, and yeah, just follow the links and get involved. I mean, even if you're not pro WikiLeaks, if you're on the fence, actually, even if you're anti-WikiLeaks, you can still care about civil liberties, you can still care about human rights. And what's happening here is wrong in many different ways. I mean, this guy has actually been kept in pre-trial, before even being convicted, in worse conditions than people on death row. That kind of says it all, doesn't it, really? So yeah, get involved, follow the links, and it only takes a minute. What harm can it do? So yeah, cheers for listening, and speak to you later. Bye bye.